I haven't seen her in a while. I hope bringing a flower is appropriate. I can't remember if I left a gift with the response. I'm gonna put the flower away just in case, because I don't remember if I gave her a gift. But I feel like I should come with flowers. I feel like that's how that works. I have a lot to update her on, so it's not just about. Huh.
Jen?
Ah! Ah! Hi!
What a delight to see you, my dear. Hello.
Hello! Good evening!
Good evening. I
Um,
thought I heard someone.
yeah, no,
Coincidence, it'd be you.
it's been a while, and,
It
um,
has, it has.
you go first.
It's good to see you. It pains me to admit, I have been busy, and I quite literally just checked my mailbox.
No, you know what? It's fine. No, that's fine. Well, I'm glad that you were just busy.
Yes, of course. It reminds me that poor Corbett came by for the same reason. Not recently, but that castle storming fiasco. For not checking things sooner. But I was fairly busy. I should show you all of the new improvements.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
come inside. Obviously, nothing's been done down here. But everything else is simply wonderful, and I cannot thank Corbett enough. Such as this.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so cozy.
Indeed, of course, I can't speak for my parents. They did what they wanted with the place, and I didn't want to change too much. But I always thought that this was a better place to sit than have like obviously the kitchen's right there, and it still is. But having a proper place for meals, I always thought it better for conversation rather than
No,
eating.
this is really nice. This feels very home.
Thank you. I am missing a few flowers that I'm meaning to put in, but other than that, everything's all and done. Speaking of which, I need to find a place for this. Hmm. I don't have to do that now, though. Oh, if you follow me.
Of course. Yeah, no, quite a bit has happened, and so it was kind of a mixture of like, um, you sent a letter and I sent a response, and then
Hmm.
it had been a while, and so I was like, okay, well, I don't know how to take that. Anyways,
I wasn't avoiding you, I promise. I just
no,
didn't see
no,
it.
that's fine. Um, and then also,
Yeah, let us finish the tour.
yeah, you know what? I
No,
think conversation. You have a place for conversation for a reason.
yes. Welcome to the proper new extension. This is the ballroom that I planned.
This is so. Ah!
Hopefully, now that I'm less distracted, I can send some more communication to everyone and see if I could throw a party together. I know Myra was speaking a while ago about having a tea party of some kind, so speaking of which, I need to speak with her, but that's of no consequence to you. If you follow me upstairs.
Oh, also, well, one, you look very lovely.
Oh, thank you. Uh, I felt bad about having the uh, outfit that I had made for more casual attire got ripped to shreds by that panther a while ago. So I thought it might be nice to make something new, especially with an eye patch to go with it.
Yeah, the more pink red, it looks very nice. And then also,
Oh, yes.
Myra actually apologized for
Oh, it's wonderful.
like when I first met her.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, no. That was nice. It seems like she
Mm.
has changed quite a bit.
Yes, when I last spoke to her, she was in quite distress, to put it shortly. So I'm glad to see that maybe she's reflecting on a few things and hopefully doing a bit better. Anywho, this is the new dining room.
No, this looks very nice. This feels like a dining room.
Thank you. I was a little unsure whether I felt right moving it away from the kitchen, but for proper parties and what have you, it makes sense to have it slightly away so it can be brought in rather than right on top of you while you're eating.
Yeah.
Also, I have a new place for a proper greenhouse out of the cold. Of course, it's not
Oh,
set up properly.
this is gonna
That
be
was
so
something I was
pretty.
planning on. That was something I was planning on doing before you arrived. But I got a bit distracted, of course, with your letter. And here. And the last thing up here. Oh, thank you for closing that. Again, wait before I come. Again, I am missing certain roses that I would like for everything. There's a white rose that I've been meaning to get my hands on. It's called a winter rose. Just don't remember exactly where I would get those.
Well, maybe I can help with some of that.
That'd be wonderful. I'd appreciate your aid. And then this up here is mainly just getting extra rooms sorted away. So honestly, part of the extension was just having extra rooms for people to come in, but also giving rooms a proper space. Like this, for example, is a proper office space.
Oh. Everything just looks so nice. I can't say it enough, really.
Thank you. I also made a point to have Corbett help me, if you follow me, move and have a proper space rather than having to go through my mother's quarters, having a proper space to get into the attic.
Oh,
Though I have been
wow.
meaning to get this reorganized, it bothers me to no end.
Well, really, I wouldn't mind helping you.
That's very kind of you. Though I would like to speak on what you wish to before we consider doing something. If that's alright.
Mhm.
And of course, as you can see, I finally have proper doors that can be locked again.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Corbett won't have to go barging. Well, he won't be able to go barging through it unless he wants to actually do property damage. Not that prying a door off its hinges isn't property damage. Also, I have extra rooms.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm not entirely certain what to do with.
Hmm.
This feels like a room just for a guest room, but I'm not entirely certain. There is, if you saw, in amongst the clutter of the attic, there is an old bed that used to be my childhood bed that I could repurpose to have it be used to be here. Speaking of extra rooms,
Yeah, I was gonna mention. Oh.
this
Oh,
room
wow.
is more so to tuck away less. Of course, it's not healthy to just pry away old memories that aren't so kind, but it felt right to square away stuff that didn't belong to me
Oh.
in a locked room. So if you're wondering why, well, the candles as well as why that was locked. Yep. Also, in that same regard, in less unsavory means, I also put locks on my parents' doors.
I
So
think
now,
that's a smart choice. I was gonna mention actually, I think having an extra guest room, so not necessarily the servants' quarters, probably a
yes,
good idea.
that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
You. Also, I finally put locks on the guard tunnels as well.
That's good. So honestly, you could always probably do something more. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
I've honestly have just been trying to get, as I said, the main plan was to get rooms like properly squared away, get doors that needed locks on them, give like spaces that felt like they needed it extra space, as well as space to have more company, which was the main idea behind all of this. Oh, and I was going to say as well, obviously you don't need to fully go up, but you can see, as I stated, I only have proper locks on those doors.
Oh, yes.
So if you remember when I scolded poor Corbett, he went through my mother's room to follow me into the attic, and though I still feel bad about having to scold him on that, now there's no reason for that to happen because no one else has the key.
No, I think that's understandable. But let's see. I'm trying to think of where to.
Honestly, I'm quite eager to. If I've once again found myself at a time blindness, as it were, I'd be happy to hear all the stuff I've missed. It feels like every time someone stops by, I feel like something or other has happened.
Well, to start,
Most.
this is a cold iron pendant. Something that I lost quite a while ago, and
Mm.
well, I technically, well, no, I didn't find it. Actually, West found it
Mm.
long time ago. And so got that returned to me.
I see.
I did I mention? I don't remember the last time we talked. If I mentioned knowing, oh yeah, we did. I know, you know, yeah, curse. So,
Yes.
so, admittedly, I guess I feel like maybe it was a little obvious, but I don't know. When you're going through everything, it's a little
Yes.
less easy to figure out. But,
Yes. Especially more
uh,
stressful to. Again, when you're going through stressful times, it's harder to reflect on certain things, which is why I said when you're talking about Myra apologizing, I was kind of happy to hear because maybe she took some time to reflect. Uh, Regardless.
basically, I so Colton Stone, my birth father, he
Hmm.
passed away,
Oh.
and so I decided to visit
Hmm.
where I grew up, and
Hmm.
well, Gemma wasn't there, but I took the opportunity on my childhood room, which was it was just untouched, but then I also found a journal that Gemma
Oh.
keeps, and
Oh.
well, okay, the thing about the pendant, right, is
Hmm.
I've had it ever since I was little, never really thought too much about it. But then I was thinking about the fact that I lost it when I got cursed, and the fact that
Oh.
cold iron was kept in the house. And I mean, knowing that it is to keep away
Isn't
magic, and
cold? I was going to say, isn't cold iron meant to keep Fae away or fairies? So
um,
neither.
it just, like, it seemed a little odd.
Hmm.
Like,
Well, every family has their superstitions.
yeah, like,
But if it
obviously,
does connect, then that's important.
right, because, like, obviously Aventine and most people, always big on keeping away magic and
Hmm.
etc. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it. So I read her journal, and,
Hmm.
well,
Did you find something?
so a while back, she had a commission for a ring,
Hmm.
and, well, in odd circumstances, she was given a gift from the Fae.
Oh.
And
Oh my.
instead of rejecting the gift, she took it.
Oh, oh dear.
And they wanted something in return.
Ah, um, I don't know too much about Faye and what have you, but something when I was going through old books and reorganizing, uh, I have some fairy tales and some rules in specific. Do you know about the rules of reciprocity for the Fae?
Uh, not really.
Basically, it's outlines to make sure that you treat you treat the Fae well and with respect, and that they will in turn. Something if your mother did not refuse a gift, for the rules of reciprocity, she would owe them something.
That makes sense. Well, uh, they wanted me.
Excuse me?
So, they didn't, obviously. One could
Yes,
hope.
yes, since you're sitting here.
But
Um,
I just, instead of fixing the issue, or I don't know if I can really give it back, I don't.
um,
They just, I guess, angered them more because, Cold Iron
yes,
Pendant,
you don't.
uh, rules.
To disrespect the Fays. Just asking for trouble, at least from what I've read. Oh boy. Oh.
So,
100 for a gem? I suppose name, but I feel like that's a shoddy connection.
sure, but,
Leap in logic, I suppose they have no logic.
well, uh, it makes sense why the one time I go out, the one time I lose the pendant, that I get
Yes,
cursed.
I suppose. Goodness.
My thought is, since it was kind of too late to, I guess, take me,
Hmm.
they, I guess, on quote unquote, took me away from her or them that
Hmm.
way. I don't know. I mean, it was their choice to make the decisions they chose. It's not like they had to
Hmm.
leave.
Yes, true. I'm very surprised. Well, for several reasons. But when the Fae want something, typically, they're very according to legends, very trickery about it. I'm surprised instead of taking you when there was an opportunity, they cursed you. Perhaps there's something else at play there. Because
Mm,
typically, when given an opportunity to take something what they want, they simply will, regardless of how much time has passed.
true,
Again, this is
but
all just my readings, but and I am not one to know or question fate. So
understandable.
who knows?
I planned on doing research and looking into it more and
Hmm.
maybe answering those minor things, but also more so figuring out if there's anything I can.
Yeah, honestly, it might be. I don't obviously no one would advise to go messing with the Fae even further, but considering you're already deep in it without even doing something yourself, I suppose there's no other choice.
Yeah, I mean, can't really. I don't know.
You
Worth
can't
a try.
exactly make up for the mistakes of your mother.
That was that.
Hmm.
So, moving on, there is new guards in Aventine.
Oh, really? Have they been
Yeah.
any better? Oh, would you care to explain to me why I should be disappointed then?
Well, the mayor decided that Calypso and Commander Consequence weren't adequate enough, and Calypso not only has been revoked of jurisdiction,
Hmm.
but all three of the new guards are very much above most
Hmm.
rules.
Care to
If the
elaborate?
mayor wants it, it will be done. And honestly, at that point, I don't even know what they're able to get away with, even if the mayor doesn't. There's Caravan.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see him? He has glasses and red
Mm.
hair, and his attire is very
Keep the
tooth
descriptions
themed.
in mind. Mm.
He, uh, he, when they kill a magic user,
Mm.
he,
Excuse me? And oh dear God. Oh, that's disgusting.
it is. And then there was,
I think if they're anything like the first you mentioned, they're just as horrific. Dear Lord.
the second one, I think his name was Caspin. He, a magpie, but white
Hmm.
hair, light eyes, armor.
Mm.
He kind of, I could be wrong, but he kind of seems a little more like he leads them.
Hmm.
I don't know, a little more at the front, but he's brutal and
Mm.
definitely enjoys killing. I mean, really, all three of them do. That's what's concerning. They say, oh, if you're not doing anything illegal, you're safe, but like, they're definitely itching for a reason.
Huh. So what you're telling me is that they not disband or whatever. What's the word? Huh. They take down the old guards. I will say, and this may just be in my opinion, but they were not doing their jobs. Uh, Not for the sake. Obviously, there's different regards for stuff with magic and what have you, uh, and how they handle it. But they weren't doing their jobs, protecting the people mainly. Uh, and they assign new guards. However, in doing so, they bring on ruthlessly violent people and someone that eats others
And then
instead of hiring competent people.
I think the third one was Novell. Pastel hair, eyes are
Hmm.
always closed, but the one time their eyes were open, glowing.
Okay.
They kind of just sit back.
Instead of hiring competent people, they hire psychopaths. I see.
I It worries me because clearly the mayor views them as competent for what the goal is. And
Hmm.
things are getting worse in Aventine. And it seemed like things could have been going better. And sure, Calypso isn't perfect, but Calypso is so much more normal and tame compared to them.
Yes.
And, uh,
It's like I careful what you wish for, I suppose. I was hoping, obviously, I don't live in Aventine, but I was hoping, from what I've heard of everything that's happened in that town, that they could get guards that actually did their jobs, protected the people, not made a violent display of themselves, and, well, quite literally, cannibals and ruthless. Goodness gracious. Just thinking about it's making me upset. Oh.
yeah, the night they arrived, there was a person named Vega. He had
Hmm.
really colorful hair,
Hmm.
starry eyes, very pretty.
Hmm.
That's like really the only way I can describe.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like honestly,
That's fair
very I
enough.
guess galaxy like.
Hmm.
Um, a bit before that, she wanted help, and
Hmm.
some people, including Target, We found out that, you know, she had magic.
Ah.
She accidentally put her parents to some sort of sleep, trying to fix it.
Oh.
Everyone kept the items from her, but we decided that even though, you know, magic isn't good, it was better to maybe help than maybe her parents could actually.
Yes.
Because at least somewhat people would be saved.
Yes.
But
Generally, that's the problem with the uneducated. If you have something that taboo that people aren't willing to look into, then you find problems like that when they run into situations like that.
like,
And
sure,
that does
we
more harm than good.
could have just turned her in. We could have gotten rid of the stuff, but then two
Then what would
people
happen?
are just
Yes.
forever asleep.
It's the problem with the uneducated.
And I don't what's happened to. I don't know if they ever got to give Vega stuff back because the guards arrived. We're kicking her corpse.
Excuse me?
I don't know
In front of
how.
people. Like, you sold it. You're going to be sick. Goodness gracious.
I don't know how they found out exactly. And but Vega, she didn't seem like a bad person.
You know, I was partially hoping that me claiming that they made violent displays of themselves was kidding. Clearly not. That is. Oh, okay.
Afterwards, they did a search. They didn't, like, they just looked at our stuff, our bags.
Just the bags, and I didn't. You were there. Did they hurt you?
No, no.
Okay, okay. Was anyone detained? Hmm.
I'm glad they didn't, like, look for anything in specific, but
Hmm.
it's a tricky situation because if they did see my arms or literally any part of my body, right, I could say
They didn't touch
that, hybrid, right?
you. Hmm.
But the issue is that if that wasn't done in private, or there were people who have seen me before, if they even
Hmm.
that lie could get real tricky real fast.
Yes.
Um,
I said arrested. Was anyone killed? Anyone else? God forbid.
I don't know
Or
what
harmed?
happened to Exy. Exy is a
Hmm.
I don't even know. Actually, I don't know. I have no idea.
Someone.
But Ivy, one of the people from Coronel, was detained for something on them,
Hmm.
and last night,
Oh, I remember her. She came to the castle when it was flooded by everyone, wasn't she?
last night,
And
uh,
detained, goodness.
Lynx bailed her out, or
Oh,
bailed
good,
them
good.
out. My bad.
Sorry.
Really don't know. They are just they.
Hmm. I was going to say that if they weren't bailed out by now, I probably would have put some money forward. I was hoping to hire them. But
But no, they were bailed out, and they were in rough shape.
oh, so even more senseless violence. Delightful, delightful.
West, I
Oh,
think, weed. I don't know why. Unless there was other things, but West is detained. Calypso
I
plans on
could,
bailing him out.
I could think of a few things.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Um, Jack Ovka was
Hmm.
and I think that might have been it.
I see. Wow.
It was a long
Goodness.
night.
Yes, I could imagine. That was probably very stressful, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Even witness any portion of that is horrific. In front of so many people.
No one, not even Commander Consequence was.
No, I. And was this the first you all saw of them, or was it
Yeah.
properly announced? Or... First introduction, and you see a cannibal, a violent display of someone being brutally kicked into the streets, and then people being rightfully detained, not rightfully detained, my apologies, wrongfully or rightfully detained, uh, and searched. Luckily, no one was physically touched because that's a whole other issue in of itself. And 3 people detained.
Honestly, it doesn't help that they didn't refer to Vega as a person with her pronouns. They referred to her as an it.
So disrespecting the dead.
In fact, openly in front of us, Erevain wanted to eat her, and thankfully we got them to be a we convinced them to let Gravedigger handle that.
Oh, thank gods. Goodness gracious. Oh, okay.
Aventine got a whole lot more dangerous.
Yes.
Let
Second in the night,
alone,
it seems.
I haven't seen Silas in a while.
Hmm. Rightful concern then, I suppose.
I know they talked to quite a few people. Like I know they questioned Thimble, they questioned Gravedigger, they
Thimble.
questioned just different things they were, I guess, concerned about, but things ended up being
Hmm.
fine.
I see.
Thimble had a picture of uh which
Hmm?
uh uh Silas has gone through some stuff and
Hmm.
well, Twitch is a wolf.
I see. Can't remember if that rings a bell or not. It's been quite a long time.
I think she Silas and her, they share a body.
Oh.
Werewolf.
Oh. Oh my.
And so I was concerned about that, but they just think they just know what Thimble
Hmm.
wanted them to think.
Well, that's good then.
So they don't have any more information on Twitch than anybody else.
Hmm. Understood. And you haven't seen him?
No,
Hmm.
he doesn't
Could be a good or
really
bad thing.
he doesn't really know what happens when he's not conscious.
I see.
So West said it would be best to not relay things to him.
Makes sense. Well,
But again, I haven't
ignorance is bliss in a sense.
uh on a weirder note, but lighter note,
Yes. Yes.
um I don't know if you're familiar with this, but apparently a long time ago there was a holiday called Easter.
Um, it might be in one of my mother's books behind us.
Uh Basically there was a bunch of like these really pretty decorated eggs and golden eggs hidden around, and me and a few other
Hmm.
people found them, and suddenly there's this adorable little white and black bunny in a purple outfit with rainbow scarf.
Oh,
And
sounds quite whimsical.
and they started asking if about like who we were and like about the eggs, and then invited
Hmm.
us to go to their burrow, and we
Hmm.
named them Bo cuz rainbow.
Oh.
Uh and definitely magical, so that was
Hmm.
something. But
Hmm.
their burrow, uh it was in a cave, and there was this portal,
Hmm.
and then we ended up in their burrow, and it was, honestly, it was pretty. It felt weird, but it was pretty. It was
Sounds very
it was
whimsical.
dark, but there was like bluish grass and flowers and big eggs that were
Hmm.
a shop, and they were really
Hmm.
excited about having guests and having us trade in the Easter eggs for prizes.
I see.
So I got the oh
Can I see it? Oh. Um. Um. Oh no!
so I didn't know that if I held it in my hand it would swing. Also, I thought it was supposed to come back.
Maybe we maybe that's something to message Lee about.
So I was gonna show you, but I think it's best I don't.
Okay.
um.
Hmm.
Oh wait, it's in my backpack.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh my.
In fact, I got two because I was gonna give you one.
Oh. That's so kind of you. Thank you, Jem.
You're welcome. And then I traded in the Easter eggs for a bunch of these odd eggs. I don't know
Oh,
if they're alive or not. So
let me
I
see.
got two of each so I could like keep some as like
Oh,
fake, and then the ones that are alive, if any of them do hatch,
I think that is a parrot egg, if I
I
recall.
maybe. And
I'll have
then
to see it.
good tunes.
Oh,
That's
I have
what
a
it's
jukebox in
called.
my room, if you'd like to play it.
Oh my goodness, it's a good idea. And then I do think this is just Bo's fur, but
Oh.
it was labeled as my thinks.
Oh. Let me get the door. Is it lagging? This way?
Um, and Bo was really happy to have guests and really happy that Easter was remembered and learned about, and made it
Hmm.
really apparent that they wanted us to remember Easter and to celebrate it next year. And in
Hmm.
the end, they said that it felt good to be remembered, and then they disappeared into sparkles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me put this. Yeah.
And I'm gonna quickly, this should be good. But yeah, I'd like to think that maybe it's kind of like holiday spirit, and that, you know, that Bo will be back one day, maybe next
Hmm.
Easter, I would like to think.
Maybe. If people would like to make it a.
Oh, this is this is interesting. Kind of nice.
Very nice.
I couldn't hear you
Oh,
over the
hmm.
music.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't
Oh,
I was
okay.
putting away your letters as well as the things you gave me. Also found a proper place for the mortgage you gave me.
Oh, that's so nice.
I wanted to put it somewhere, so might as well.
I think that's. Oh, one more thing. We want to head back down.
Yes.
Uh, so there was a an artifact, I think.
Oh.
Um, a beacon,
Hmm.
and apparently it affects people differently. But there's no real like consistency to it.
I see.
Basically, like Ivy felt really sick, and the Gravedigger didn't feel good, and
Hmm.
Lynx felt tingly. Calypso felt very, I guess, akin to being like hungover, drunk, and
Hmm.
Myra
Well.
started being affected pretty negatively,
Hmm.
and then Artie was fine.
Hmm.
Etsy seemed fine, but the the subtle anger, restlessness, and anxiety that's constantly dormant, it went away. I felt
Hmm.
calm. It was nice. It's, I
I
guess,
see.
how I felt before I was cursed.
Hmm.
So
Must be
definitely
something to do with magic.
weird. It had books around it and quail glass and copper and
Whale glass. Hmm.
yeah, I don't know, but Calypso did little like
Did the books have anything to say?
I don't know if anyone read them or touched them. We decided to leave it alone.
Hmm.
Calypso took statements from everyone
I see.
asking how they were affected, and Lynx and I agreed that I should just tell her I felt
Hmm. Makes sense.
uh
Well, if you felt calmer than normal, then I suppose
well,
it's
we
not exactly a lie.
figured that if I stated that it was more positive rather than negative like some of the others, that might not look right.
Hmm.
But we don't really know anything about it. That's honestly been it. That was last night.
Last night, goodness, is it? You said a beacon of some kind. Where was it?
It's in Kalian still,
Oh,
blocked off by,
interesting.
I guess, caution, call it that.
Hmm. I
But
have to
it's
ask. You said these new guards were through Aventine. Are they just for Aventine?
now
Oh. Hmm.
they have jurisdiction over Kalian. They have jurisdiction over Aventine. They have jurisdiction of the surrounding areas, which doesn't make sense because that's not the towns. But
I was going to say, if they come storming up anywhere close to here, I will tell them firmly that they have no right to be on my property, first of all, and no say on my property. So, and if
yeah,
they plan to do so, that they will be having a very lovely debate.
just if you do interact with them, please be careful. I wouldn't. They definitely are very, very quick to make violence the answer.
One moment. Oh, apologies. And I've understood how much that disappoints me. But I will heed your word. If I see any of them, I will be cautious, as should you.
Yes,
Generally, if you feel unsafe within the town, you're more than welcome to stop by here anytime.
I know.
Especially now that I have more cleaner rooms and more space.
Yeah, in a way, it definitely feels more like lived in, kind of.
That was the plan.
But okay,
No,
okay.
it does. It does. Don't worry.
um,
Now that there's a proper sitting area. Technically, this is called a drawing room.
yeah. I wanted to ask if maybe
Yes.
I mean I don't know like anything in specific, anywhere in specific, but if we'd want to go somewhere sometime now that um we've exchanged letters, I suppose.
Oh, oh! I would be delighted to spend some time with you, Jem. I always am.
Yep, okay. Deal with this.
It's you're quite. I'm quite surprised. Obviously, the envelope had its own connotations. I'm quite surprised you wrote so bluntly about it as a reply.
Yours
Not that
seemed
I'm not
pretty straight to
grateful.
the point.
I mostly wrote it as I always intend to for you. Appreciation. Though I suppose.
Did I misunderstand?
No! You interpret everything very correctly.
Okay, that's good.
I'm just not very good at being as straightforward as you, I suppose.
Well, if I'm being honest,
Hmm.
uh, that's been. Those feelings have been a thing for a while.
I suppose that's again another thing that's mutual in a sense.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay, because there were just little things here and there that, like, people made comments about. And, like, sure, we weren't
Oh.
as, like,
Hmm.
we weren't as aware of each other before, of course. But, so I just kind of assumed that that wasn't ever gonna be a thing.
In full honesty, um, when it comes to you, as I said in the letter, you know, when you've come into the castle and come made some time to see me, it's brightened my days. And I would be a blind man to say that you are not as beautiful as I said, or something as unique as a black opal. Though I want always to be proper in that regard, as well as knowing myself is very important to understanding if I could or should be around people, and you know my struggles with that. So if all of my appreciation just turned out to be just that, rather than any affections that you may or may not deserve, then I could be okay with that, considering that I'm not the most stable of people. So I didn't want to put any affections I may have for you to put you at risk. To put it bluntly.
Sorry, no.
No, it's quite
I.
alright. So.
Neither one of us have it easy.
No. No, we do not.
And, well, quite frankly, I enjoy your company just as much. I mean, clearly that's reciprocated. The letter's right, but I don't care. Um,
I'm grateful.
I'm grateful too. You've you've done a lot for me too. And I lost what I was gonna say.
It's quite alright. I know in times like this most find themselves tongue-tied, and I'm no stranger to that.
But I was catching up with Lynx, and so I won't lie, I did mention it, and Lynx, I swear.
Lynx?
His response
Oh.
was, Basically, he gave a response and then was like, "Oh, sorry. Should I act surprised?"
I suppose that lines up with the first time we, at least me and him met. And the following comments. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Lynx has always been. He's made it very apparent, at least to me, that he wants to make sure that, careful is the word he put. To be careful. He said whatever affections, of course this is my own rendition of it, not word for word, but he said whatever affections either of us have, it's incredibly obvious. And it's important to be careful. Especially for the sake of the other. I did not think at the time that that was his place to say. I still don't.
Yeah.
He has a fair point in some regard.
I mean, sure, things are dangerous in Aventine and Kalian, and sure, you're dealing with your thing and I'm dealing with mine, but it's just being scared and being hesitant. It's tiring.
Yeah.
And I suppose I are one of the only things that feels normal, right? Not something I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's take his whatever he says about either of us with a grain of salt. It's exactly his say.
He seemed plenty happy about it.
I suppose any friend would want their friend in turn to be happy.
Well, I think that about sums it up.
Well, God fiasco aside, because dear Lord, God fiasco aside, I'm again very happy to see you, and glad you're all right. Of course, be careful with those new guards.
As well.
I will. I don't tend to go into towns much, so I fear I
Yeah.
might be a little less of at risk than you. Oh, that reminds me, something you mentioned with the things. Excuses, of course, can only get you so far. But I recall the other day, when Corbett was here finishing up a few things with the extensions, he mentioned that there was what was it that he called it? A tattoo pop-up shop across the river from his
What?
windmill. Tattoo shop across the river from across the windmill.
Oh.
Perhaps you could see the person that runs it and get some good stories in. Not that I suggest subterfuge of any kind, but if worse comes to worse, it would be a story if you needed one.
Oh. That is a good idea. I don't know what's going to happen, but
Just
or
something that came up to mind when you were talking about it.
yeah, no, I'll keep that in mind. It very well it really does look no different than inked skin. Just not something that's very common. But I don't think it's an impossible lie.
Yes, again, I don't suggest you do, but if you genuinely find yourself in need of a story, to buy yourself at least some time, then that could be one of them. Again, you'd have to talk to the person that actually runs it, so they would could back up your story. Again, I don't know who. Corbett didn't say. He just said it popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Hmm.
The who.
Hmm.
But
And I don't know. Hmm.
I'll definitely think about it.
Hmm.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
Well, uh, unless you had anything else.
Um, I could use your opinion on something as well as walk you out if you
Yeah.
in need of going home. Um, as you know, I have finally gotten extensions properly, or the full castle extension of itself off the list of my to-do list.
Mhm.
But of course, as scatters as my brain tends to be, I was thinking of something else I could do. And I've been trying to rack my brain. We'll have to walk down a bit. Actually, hold on. If you'd come with me to point out something else first. First and foremost, with the new greenhouse, other than the trees, I was thinking of moving the crops. So I was trying to think of what else to do with this space.
Hmm.
And I recall that there is an empty, what used to be a stall in this wall. So I was maybe thinking of opening that wall so I could have a horse stable of some kind. Not stable of some kind, pasture of some kind if I cleared out some of the snow. Because there's not much that I really use this space for other than the garden, but it's part of the property. Again, I was just trying to think of what to use this with the space I have. Because if you're not aware,
I think turning it into a a pasture for the horses is a great idea.
yes, do be careful. If you're not aware, the property that we have extends around that lake over there.
Oh,
So quite a lot of space. And it's only been used a quarter of.
honestly, you could probably add some sort of hedge garden.
Hmm. hmm. That brings me to my next point. There was also space in front of the castle that I was trying to think of what to do with. Apologies for making you walk up this. I know it's rougher.
It's okay.
It needs a path. And we'll take the proper path down here, even though we'll have to go slightly around. This way. And there is. Just keep walking this. Well, it'd be easier. This way. This little outcropping here. That's
Oh.
encompassed by the rest of the mountain. I was trying to think of what would be good here because again, we have quite a lot of space with nothing on it.
Hmm.
Because it extends from those trees and wraps around. Again, at the back of the lake is where it ends.
Well, I mean, if you were to have a bigger, like, more so garden area that people sit in and walk around and
Hmm.
enjoy, this would be a good area. Maybe a
That
hedge
might
wall.
actually
Not a
work.
maze, but
Flower garden could be delightful. I was thinking of something that came to mind. I know that set up proper seating areas, the dining room and what have you. But I was thinking of Myra mentioned a while ago about having a tea party. I was thinking of maybe it could encompass that idea. Maybe having a gazebo type area. Sit here.
Sounds
Again, I'm
nice.
not too certain.
Like I said before, though, I really would enjoy helping out a little more around here.
Be great. It would be great to see more of you, Jen. And doing more things together would also be very delightful. Yeah. Sorry. Uh, the other day, it's a parting gift, I suppose. The other day I was picking up those roses, as I explained, for the rest of the extensions, and I do have some extra if you'd like.
Oh, thank
To
you.
leave with. Yes. I also have some wild lilies of the valley. Be careful though, they are partially poisonous. They're okay to touch, but because
Oh,
I know
these
you
are...
said you have a cat.
Yes, these are very pretty. This flower is so you.
Is it?
I mean, it's got the red and the white, and like you're wearing pinkish reds right now.
Oh,
It's
yes. But I've been trying to make more peace with the fact of I'm not the biggest fan of red in of itself, but I've been trying to be a little less harsh on the color. It was one of my parents' favorites, considering they adorned their castle with red roofs and red accents. Hence why the pink attire as well, even if it's not directly red.
it's nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, uh,
I could walk you back to the bridge and you can
yeah.
make your way home.
When it comes to other stuff and plans, obviously, right?
Hmm. I will try my hardest not to get lost for time once again.
Well,
Tends to be a trend.
if I feel like I'm being left waiting a little too long, I'll just have to show up myself.
I'm so sorry. That would be nice, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to make people worry so
No,
much.
no, it's fine.
Most of the time it is just me getting lost and off track. I
It's
know
fine.
someone I need to reach out to is the gravedigger. We've been meaning to get that sorted. I also need to talk to Myra. So you're not the only one that's been left. So if it makes you feel an ounce better. Not that that is anything better for the rest of them or you, but it's something.
But yeah,
Thank you for
hopefully,
thank you for telling me all of the informing me of all the good and the bad that's happened, at least with you. I appreciate being informed.
you're welcome. In fact, when a lot of that happened, my first thought was to let you know.
Hmm. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you think of me.
Um, yes, all right. And I expect another letter soon.
Yes. Hopefully next time, it won't just be an information, just blur of stuff that's happened, and maybe we can just enjoy the day.
Yes, that's partially why I mentioned
Hmm.
finding somewhere nice to go, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
You
well,
have a very safe rest of your evening.
yes, thank you. You as well. Good evening.
Evening.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Hmm, okay, well, haha, that was that. I have had, never had, I've never, new. This is very new to me. No one's ever caught my interest. It was a lot, but it's a positive thing, and it's good. Time to get home. Wow, I was so lost in my thoughts that I am not even quite going the right way to home. Oh dear.